Hey everyone, welcome back to Dev Parkour. In this video, I wanted to talk about something that I kind of found recently, actually. So I was thinking about how when you download really large files, they typically come with, or they don't come with, you can find a, it used to be an MD5 hash. Now it's a SHA-256 hash or a SHA-512 hash of the file contents, so that once it's downloaded, you could run a checksum program and compare the hash that comes out with the hash that you found from the site where you downloaded the file, and ensure that the files were in fact the same contents, had the same contents. And back in the day, the reason for this were many. A lot of times you'd be downloading a file from FTP, which is insecure. It's plain text, which could be susceptible to man-in-the-middle attacks. Even with HTTP, obviously insecure, could be susceptible to man-in-the-middle attacks. But even if you use HTTPS, there is always the possibility that a download might get interrupted halfway through, something along those lines. Or, maybe the file gets corrupted somehow or other. And I started thinking, when you download a file, or when you make any HTTP request, you're dealing with headers. Not only do you get the data coming down from the web server, but you get some headers. This typically at least includes the file name that the browser should use to save the file if you click the save option, as opposed to just run or whatever the option is. So that got me thinking. Obviously, the browser knows that you're downloading a file. It knows to look for certain headers. Why don't we have a header that just has that hash in there? And why doesn't the browser use that to verify that the file that it downloaded, once it's finished downloading, to verify that the file it downloaded is in fact the file that that was sent to it? So I started looking into it, and it turns out that there is a header. And let's take a look at that. So this is the Mozilla Developer Network documentations for the digest header. And it does say that this, I think, can be used for both requests and responses. But in this case, okay, well, here it just says response. I think somewhere else it says it can be used both for requests or responses. I care about this only for responses. But this digest header is exactly what I was thinking about. And basically what it is digest : digest algorithm equals digest value. So if you have a SHA-512, or in this case a SHA-256, you have digest : SHA-256 equals, and then the SHA. You could potentially also use MD5, SHA, any of these digest algorithms. And this is exactly what I was talking about. So obviously it's part of the standard. It is on MDN. This is a thing that people can use. This is a part of the HTTP standard. And I'm trying to see what RFC. Okay, unknown specification. So somewhere, looks by the URL, it looks like it's a draft specification. But this is part of the HTTP protocol, or at least potentially part of the HTTP protocol. But if you look down here for the browser compatibility table, it is unknown if any browser actually looks at this header or cares about this header. In my mind, that's kind of a problem. This is something that I think we should be using. I think browsers should use, because then we can actually verify that the file that we downloaded, A, downloaded completely, and B, downloaded comprehensively in its entirety, faithfully. No bits got flipped in transmission. There are no problems with it. It is actually the file that you intended to download. There are also things like want digest. So the browser could potentially ask for a specific digest. If it really wants something more secure, like SHA-512 as opposed to SHA-256, the server could say, yep, here's the SHA-512, instead of just giving maybe the server's default is SHA-256. That's pretty cool. So I make this video because I think this is interesting. It might be cool. Obviously, it's not built into any browsers, at least not right now. But if you are building something that depends on faithfully downloading files, it might be nice to include this header in your server side and handle it properly on your client side. I don't know. Just a thought. Yeah, hopefully that's interesting to you. If you found this interesting, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button, that notification bell. I love having more subscribers, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. If you have any questions or want me to do a deeper dive onto this, or maybe even show how you might use this in an application, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I really appreciate that. Yeah, that's about it. Have a good day, and I will see you in the next video.